Good evening. Welcome to the annual meeting of Crewe Town Council and Mayor Making. Please be seated. Well, this has been an eventful year. Stuart and I have been extremely busy, and Councillor Dawn Clark has also stepped in to add to the number of engagements we've covered. We've done the usual annual civic events like Remembrance Sunday and the Christmas lights switch on, a Star of Light service in Lyceum Square, in lieu of the previous event at the Crown, was a great success. We had crazy races for the second year. Crewe Pride was a wonderful, joyful event, as was the brilliant picnic in the park, where I had a little bit of a dance to the live music with Councillor Alan Coyley and a group of residents enjoying the event. I enjoyed the Filipino Festival in Queen's Park and took part in the Armed Forces Day flag raising event on Memorial Square. We attended and joined in with a variety of the school holiday programme events and activities. Stuart, Dawn and I took part in the Love Crewe Christmas Carol service at the Lyceum, and I enjoyed a number of Christmas time meals with several of our incredible community groups. And speaking of meals, the haggis at Hopes and Beans for Burns Night was a real treat. Both Stuart and I have attended events in neighbouring towns on behalf of Crewe. Civic awards ceremonies, mayor making, charity events, and King's Trust graduations. I've also been very privileged to attend the many engagements which have allowed real connections to the groups and individuals of our town. I have enjoyed delightful visits to schools, nursery schools and care homes. I was especially honoured to be invited to Alexandra Mill Care Home to join the celebrations with a resident on her 105th birthday. I've been to several events with our local veterans groups, including the Veterans Summer Party at Radius Sky Bar. I have had the pleasure of meeting the many groups in Crewe supporting our young people, including Hope for More, Safer Opportunities, and the Learning Partnership. And I was able to visit the Youth Zone Dome building site at a very early stage, which for me was an absolute treat. We as the mayoral team have built relationships with groups we have revisited over the year, such as attending the YMCA community meals and attending the variety of projects at St Paul's Centre and those held across the town by Chance Changing Lives, as well as those working with vulnerable groups such as LAF, the Lighthouse Centre and Connections. The local groups focusing on safety and well-being of women and girls have featured throughout the year, including white ribbon events. There have been special opening events, including the Radius DEI space, Union Street Community Garden, the local independent mobile vets, an independent optician, Sir William Stanley School rooftop allotment, the Salvation Army refurbished shop and cafe, and the Hope Church community grocery. There have also been really special moments when a mayoral visit has highlighted the work of special individuals. And this culminated in the Community Awards and afternoon tea in this room in February. It was wonderful to recognise and celebrate the amazing work of groups and individuals who voluntarily give so much of their time, energy and expertise to our community. We have been very busy. But I must point out that we could not have done even a tiny fraction of all this without the help and support of the Crewe Town Council staff. Thank you so much to the team who have kept us going. And I'd like to thank Stuart for being a great teammate. We've worked really well together. Thank you. This year has been absolutely amazing. I have enjoyed it immensely. People have been so appreciative of the time we have offered as a mayoral team. Somebody asked me quite recently what I thought the meaning of life is. Why are we here? And the answer is that our only purpose is to do whatever good we can. And when we are gone, to leave at least a shadow of that good behind us. That's what I've always tried to do. I sincerely hope that I've succeeded to some degree to do that in my year as mayor. Move on now to the agenda. Firstly, we have agenda item 1. To confirm the mayor-elect as Mayor of Crewe for 2026-27. Can I please have a proposer?
It's a privilege to nominate Councillor Stuart Mackay as Mayor of Crewe Town Council for the forthcoming municipal year. I've known Stuart for 20 years. He's a popular, calm and dignified man who I can recommend wholeheartedly, although civic duty compels me to mention his history of cinephilia. This probably developed from his days as working at Blockbuster Videos on Earl Street. It's actually defined as a passionate interest in films. There's a rumour that he acquired one of the Blockbuster letters from the top of the shop as a historic souvenir, perhaps as an early indication of his interest in heritage. I knew Stuart as a photographer and radio presenter, and later as my boss at the Co-op, when ominously he interviewed me in the funeral parlour on Middlewood Street. Stuart's passion for heritage was apparent when he proudly drove me to the Co-op Museum in Rochdale in his remarkably bright brand new Corsa. We had to reverse out of a tight space, but I think Stuart forgot that cars aren't really my thing, and my help guiding him out may have contributed to the first ever damage he had on the second day he had the car. He's never offered me a lift since. Stuart's continuing work to engage Co-op members reflects his values and his commitment to Crewe. His historic predecessor is on the board, Richard Whittle. You can see him there, 1884, and down a bit, up there anyway. He's on there twice, but he was the man who really set up the Co-op in Crewe. So Stuart steps in some fine historic shoes. And you may know that Richard Whittle, when he retired after his second term, donated the 3 lamps to the town. And I'm just wondering what you're going to give us in a year's time. Stuart's played a key role in transforming the Heritage Centre into an engaging activity-filled space. He's created an amazing replica shop. Like me, he has a slight weakness for dressing up, and you can see him in there in his Victorian garb, trying to convince people that 1 in 6 is fair change for the 10 bob note. But the role of mayor is not only about upholding tradition, it's about championing our town, celebrating its strengths and bringing communities together. I've no doubt that he will carry out his ceremonial and civic duties with pride, distinction, gravitas and aplomb. At a time when strong, steady and inclusive civic leadership is more important than ever, Stuart embodies the qualities that we look for in our mayor. Chair, it's therefore my honour to formally nominate Councillor Stuart Mackay as Mayor of Crewe.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder?
Yes, Mayor, thank you very much. It gives me great pleasure as a Crewe West Ward Councillor, especially to second the proposition so ably put by Crewe West Ward Councillor Ben White that Stuart Mackay, Councillor Stuart Mackay, who's our colleague also on Crewe West, be elected as Mayor. So I'm delighted to second that proposition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well then, all those in favour? Are there any against? Any abstentions? Item 2 on the agenda is to confirm the Deputy Mayor-elect as Deputy Mayor of Crewe for 2026-27. Again, can I have a proposer, please? Yes.
I'll stand up as others have. It is my privilege and honour to propose Martin as Deputy Mayor. We joined the council together in November 2020. And I've seen him grow since then, as you know, and embedded himself as part of Crewe Town Council, and I'm sure that he will continue to do that. He has he's been chair of the Events and Culture Committee for the last 2 years, and we have seen a growth in our events and cultural programme, and he's gone from strength to strength. And he's also a member of the Communities Committee, and that dedication that is shown to the Communities Committee and to the community groups, I'm sure will be reflected in his year as Deputy Mayor. So it is my honour to nominate Martin Edwards as Deputy Mayor for Crewe Town Council.
Thank you, Dawn. And do we have a seconder?
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to second the proposal that my friend Councillor Martin Edwards becomes the Deputy Mayor for Crewe, and I can assure him he has the full support of my 2 applicants.
Thank you. All those in favour? Any against? Any abstentions? That's carried. Congratulations, Martin. Thank you. And on that, I would like to welcome the new Mayor and Deputy Mayor of Crewe. And as my last act as Mayor of Crewe for 26-27, no? Yes, 25-26. I will now adjourn the meeting so that the new Mayor and Deputy Mayor can receive their regalia of office.
Hi, thank you very much. Everyone, please be seated. Thank you, fellow councillors. So, my first duty as new mayor, I would like to propose a vote of thanks and to present a past mayor's medal to the outgoing mayor, Sally Graham. Can I have a second? Thank you.
Sorry. Before we're going to present medal first, but I'll do a speech now. I'm happy to propose the vote of thanks to Sally for her mayoral year. Sally has had a very successful mayoral year. She's attended 210 events, which is an exceptional achievement. She's attended various civic events like Hampton Sunday, and she's met civic leaders from other councils to improve our links with our neighbours. She has supported many of our events programme, attending Crazy Races Party in the Park, as well as other events. She's made it her mission to meet as many community groups as possible, as the Community Awards show. It is amazing how many hard-working groups there are in the town, working with and supporting our residents. Sally has shown her commitment to recognise the diversity in our town. One I'm sure of her lasting memories will be her civic service, where groups from all nationalities are represented. She has met with residents of all ages, giving support to young people and explaining her role as a mayor. She has also met older residents and the homeless. She took part in the Great Sleep Out to raise money for the homeless. Sally has set an example for future mayors on how to raise the profile of the mayor and the town council. Once more, I would like to thank Sally and congratulate her on her Mayor of the Year.
Thank you. Yes. So, as the new mayor, I want to start by thanking Councillor Ben White for those kind words of support and a slight roasting. Thank you for that. And to the members of the council for their faith in me to take on this important role to represent this council in our community engagements and the town of Crewe across Cheshire. I also want to acknowledge and welcome our new town councillor, Vicky Shaw. I look forward to working with you as mayor and as a fellow councillor. I want to thank the Mayor of Cheshire East, Phoebe Sobel, Mayor Sandbach, John Arnold, and the Mayor-elect of Sandbach, Sam Corcoran, Mayor of Congleton, Rob Britton, and also the newly appointed Mayor of Winsford, Pauline Fitzsimmons, and former Mayor Graham Newt. Thank you for coming. In my time as Deputy Mayor, I had the honour of going to represent Crewe in other towns, meeting individuals like yourselves with so much passion for their communities that I am glad to call you friends. Thank you for being here. I would also like to thank the council officers who work tirelessly to create amazing community activities, support local causes, and make sure I am where I need to be at the right time in the right attire. I look forward to showcasing the activities planned for this year. And a big thank you to our retiring Mayor, Councillor Sally Graham, whose open arms allowed me to learn from her about the role, and I will carry those lessons forward in what I do for our community and in supporting our new Deputy Mayor, Councillor Martin Evans. As some of you may know, my first introduction to Crewe Town Council came in 2013, when I became the council's photographer. This was back when the council was formed, and of course I was Councillor Irene Fazay's photographer during her term within the mayoral year. Working with the council and the community groups back then, I quickly realised that Crewe's greatest asset isn't a building or even the railways, it's the people. Ordinary folk who roll up their sleeves and try to make people's lives just a little better. Seeing that firsthand is what made me want to play my part too. Over the years, I've been lucky to serve Crewe and our wider community in a few different ways. I've done so through the CAT Community Radio as a broadcaster, through working with community groups across Cheshire in my role with the co-op, which I continue to do to this day, and as trustee of the Heritage Centre, helping to preserve and celebrate Crewe's culture of diversity and innovation. Even so, today is still a moment I'm pinching myself about. During my year as Deputy Mayor, I learned why my role exists. It's to serve our community, to build and maintain strong relationships with our neighbours, to shine a light on the people and the local businesses who work to make our town a better place. We have so much to be proud of in Crewe. Our venues, our green spaces, and the people and organisations working hard to celebrate what makes our town special. I think of the upcoming Cheshire Archives in the Dome, the newly established Platform Gallery, the work of Crewe Bid, and with the Discover Crewe campaign. And of course, we've got our established parts of Crewe, such as the Lyceum Theatre, Queen's Park, and Crewe Hall. Not forgetting, and I might be slightly biased here, Crewe Heritage Centre. That is why I believe we can win the first Town of Culture Award in 2028. And I will dedicate my time as Mayor to helping make that ambition a reality. This year, I also want to focus on 2 community support networks that are personal to me. My aim is to raise their profile and shine a light on the vital work that they do. The first area I want to focus on is dementia support. I'll be working with local dementia support groups. With Dementia Awareness Week happening this week, we're already planning on how we can support activities in the town. So the page gets up. And that is to make it easier for people living with dementia and those who care for them to find the help they need. This will happen through promoting local groups and events during this Dementia Awareness Week and throughout the year, through signposting support clearly so families know where to turn, support opportunities to fundraise and to help connect residents with activities that reduce isolation and build confidence. The second area I want to support this year is men's mental health. Over the last 3 years, while working across different communities, I have met several grassroots groups offering practical help to men who are struggling. I want to work alongside them to reach more people and strengthen their impact. This will be done by raising awareness of existing local support so people know where they can go, supporting opportunities to fundraise and build long-term sustainability, and celebrate and spotlight the volunteers and organisations doing this work. In closing, thank you to everyone here today, especially to my family and friends, who know me best and have been a long part of the journey that has brought me to this moment. I will carry out my duties with humility and care, and I will do my utmost to serve our community well. Thank you. Now moving on to the agenda. Agenda item 5, to receive apologies for absence.
Got apologies from Councillor Mackay.
Thank you. Agenda item 6. Please.
May I suggest, as a tradition in this, that we take all the items on the agenda en bloc so that we can adjourn to celebrate your mayor making. I believe Councillor Hogben intends to second that proposal.
Councillor?
Indeed, I second.
All those in favour of taking all items en bloc? Unanimous. Thank you very much. So now we'll move to agenda item 19, having taken the bulk of the meeting en bloc, is to note the date of the next council meeting on the 23rd of June 2026 at 6 p.m. The meeting is now closed. Thank you very much.